How is it even a hot take that Braden Point is more valuable to the Tampa Bay Lightning than Nikita Kucherov? It's Real Talk Report Live. Cody Jansen with you here on 12-ounce Sports Zingo TV channel 761. What is up, world? It's another Monday. It's a fine Monday as well. Got a great show lined up for you as always. We'll Talk Report brought to you by MyBookie.ag. The great folks over at 12-ounce Sports hooking us up. Use promo code 12OZSports when you sign up on MyBookie.ag, and they're going to match your deposit up to $1,000. Free money right there. It's MyBookie.ag, promo code 12OZSports. Of course, as always, brought to you by Verbero Hockey as well, the best in custom team apparel. Coming up on the show, got some interesting ones for you. Tully Ports coming up at 8:10, 8:20 Dan Freeman. We're going to talk some Islanders, 100%. 8:45 Les Lazaruk, voice of the Saskatoon Blades. You got to watch Anton Khudobin when he played juniors in Stoon, longtime voice of the Blades. He's going to come on, and when I'm writing down questions for this, I'm thinking, where do I start off with this? And my first thought was, I should go, are you surprised that he's having this success? Well, isn't everyone surprised a little bit of Anton Khudobin's success? Just a little bit? Like 15 years ago, when he was playing for the Saskatoon Blades at the Credit Union Center, I'd say it's probably in their heydays. They're probably getting a ton of fans back then. No one was thinking 15 years down the road, Anton Khudobin would be one win away from taking the Dallas Stars to the Stanley Cup final. At 34, 35? Yeah, was pretty shocked with that as well. Already, quick thoughts, Game 4. So now we get 2-3-1 series lead. Kind of feels like before, but I don't know. Can Vegas force a Game 7? Can the Isles? I really think that if a team has a chance, it would be the Islanders over Vegas. I feel like Dallas is just... They're rolling. They're buzzing. They've found a way to beat Robin Lehner. Doesn't have to be much. They don't have to put up 5 goals a game anymore. They just got to put up one more than Vegas. They've been able to do that. Their penalty kill's been good. But Vegas' special teams have been absolutely terrible. So I think Dallas is, if they can lock it up tonight, I would not be surprised at all. That game, 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yesterday's game, Tampa Bay. They go down one rip and everyone's going, oh boy, the Isles are here to play, and the Isles hit the e-brake. They quit. They gave up. They just totally fell asleep. 3 goals in 27 seconds. Insane to begin with. But come on, that can't happen. And I know Tampa's good. Tampa's got great offense. Bolts fans love it, and we are going to dive into it. Probably, I would say around 8:35 or so, after we get Dan on here. But come on. Bolts fans, we're going to leave you at this one. Never said Kucherov sucks. But in the biggest moments, he has disappointed. He has. Past 2 playoffs, he's been a -10. Last year, he had no goals against Columbus. I mean, the most he did was get a suspension. They got swept. Ovi had to go through hurdles. Crosby had to go through hurdles. But just because you're going to compare their points... No. We compare rings here. That's what you play hockey for. I'll leave it at that. We'll get into that probably 8:35. So I'm not leaving it at that, but I'm leaving it at that for right now. Islanders, you know what? They're getting fine goaltending from Semyon Varlamov. End of the day, they don't have the offensive guns to, compete with Tampa. And that's fine. Maybe they're a piece or two off. But I still feel... if they play Barry Trotz hockey and they lock it down like they can, they got a shot. You're going to need more out of your Anders Lees. You're going to need more out of your Matt Barzals. You're going to need more of your Anthony Beauvilliers. But you've got a shot. better shot than Vegas. The Golden Knights, they're dead. Write them off. Write them off. As Tony X would say, let's go stop by their funeral. Moving along, I did want to get into our What's Nutrition and Performance question of the day here. Quick, WNP, your home for the best workout plans, meal plans, nutrition kits, whatever you are looking for. Also, some great apparel. I mean, hey, you're seeing this hat. It's no World Hockey Report Overtime Challenge hat. More of those going out today, though. You already know. They're going worldwide. This is incredible. Love it. We could use some more overtime games, though. Feels like it's been by a while. When's the last time we got an overtime game? I guess the Radulov one. Yeah, we did. Hat's going down to Vegas for that one. Shout out Aaron. What's up, bud? You're getting a hat. It'll be on its way soon. But hey, WNP question of the day very quickly here. I said, if you are a GM, what type of contract are you offering Anton Khudobin? Tyler, the Bolts fan, 7x12 to watch the world implode on itself. Well, I don't think you're going to be paying a 41-year-old goalie $12 million. Shane Bullry's 3 years at $5 million. I think that's fair. I think that's in that range. I don't know. I was kind of thinking, I was like, do you go 2x4.5? Is he even going to accept that? That's what Trevor Gavas said. I feel like he's going to be wanting a 3-4 year deal. And hey, if he goes to the Cup final, he's earned it for himself. Giants in the Crease said probably a bit more than what Hutton got. I'd hope so. If it's anything less than what Carter Hutton got, I don't even remember what Cam Talbot's deal was. I think he might have got 5 or 6. Yeah, I could see 3x5. I don't know. I mean, if he's got a good agent, he might be able to get 4x5. Man, he's taken over. He has really taken over for the Bolts. Alrighty, cool interview coming up next, though. We are going to talk with our good friends from the Northeast, this time the Rangers side of the world. Bortz. I mean, he's got a cool thing going on here. They're raising money, and we want to show them some love here on World Hockey Report. We are going to step aside. Quick commercial break. 3 gas loaded show for you today. It's World Hockey Report Live. Come to you on 12 Ounce Sports.
Verbero did a lot of great things before I arrived as the brand owner. And one of the things they did incredibly well was create this carbon fiber skate. There were some perceived deficiencies from my end, aesthetically and maybe even functionally. The comfort roll edge up on top, softening that material, changing the interior liner to make it a better performing and faster drying liner. We worked to make the skate function better as well by changing the carbon fiber to a Japanese grade carbon fiber that actually relieved about 30% of the carbon fiber weight of the skate. So we added an increase in not only the performance of the skate because of making it lighter, but we are actually getting more flex in the skate because of the quality of the carbon fiber that we altered out.
Try on a pair of skates. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, you pick this product up, it's as good, if not better, than any of the top end product that's out there in the marketplace.
The Mercury skate became incredibly comfortable, and it became more durable, and it also performed better by being able to interact with the foot a lot better through the skating stride. Verbero is living proof of what a skate should cost, a high-end skate with the most advanced materials and construction, right? So if people understand that this is what a skate should cost, eventually they should understand that they shouldn't buy the competitor's skate.
Pull the mask, pinch the nose, gives you a nice fresh air vent, covers the whole chin, or if you're gonna go get a haircut, and wrap it around your neck, like so.
Hockey Report Live. Cody Jansen with you here on 12 Ounce Sports, 8:11 local time up in the Great White North. All right, special guest. I said, this was an interesting one because, hey, we're usually going to be talking hockey analysis, maybe talking with some former players. But Tolik, hey, you made time for us. Tolik Bortz, our guest. Buddy, I want you to walk through the fans with everything you're doing, because I know you've partnered up with former NHLers. You're raising money for a good cause. Walk us through what you're up to nowadays.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for the opportunity and your time to be a guest on your show. I really appreciate it.
For sure.
So, yeah, we are a non-for-profit organization. Founded just a couple of months ago. We've been working at this for about 5 months through this terrible time. Government and state agencies have been kind of slow with us in regards to filing paperwork. So essentially how we began was cultivating simple face masks out of our own T-shirts and jerseys, selling them to fans, raising profits and investing them right back into our organization to donate face masks in the time of scarcity to frontline employees, and mainly hospitals, EMT stations, and fire stations. So as we were growing, we've had some eyes caught. So we've teamed up with a particular ex-NHLer, Stanley Cup champion Adam Graves. He has his own foundation by the name of Smile Zone. He called us and steered us in the right direction of what to do and how to go about everything. So now we're raising funds for his foundation as well to remodel and create a better environment for children to see their pediatricians in hospitals and medical offices. We're also raising money for registration cost fees for families with children that aren't fortunate enough to afford their own. As you know, the hockey world and equipment and registration cost fees are not cheap. So that's what we're trying to do. We're collecting secondhand equipment for children. We've probably collected well over 100 pieces, anything from goalie pads to shin guards to toddler skates for 3 and 5-year-olds. So cultivating these face masks was a bittersweet, so to speak, product for us to tap into our community and give back. So now we've been able to formulate these relationships. Ron Duguay, Ron Greshner, Matthew Barnaby, Darius Kasparaitis, Aaron Asham, WFAN Sports Radio Network in New York. We've gone as far as being introduced to an individual within the New York Rangers organization, and they've allowed us to donate custom face masks with their own numbers on them. If you go back a little while ago when the qualifying rounds just began, you can see the New York Rangers sporting these face masks. These were donated directly from our organization by the name of Ultranite, ALTRUNITE.com. And the way we've been able to go about this, we don't screen print or heat press any licensed products from the NHL or New York Rangers or any other organization for that matter. What we've been doing is simply repurposing a t-shirt and cultivating it into a face mask, selling them to fans, taking the raised funds, and donating right back to another organization, just like Smile Zone. So that's the way we've been going about it. We've also teamed up with a hockey charity game that's coming up. I don't know if you've heard of the foundation by the name of Movember.
Oh, of course. That was going to be my next question to you is, what do you guys got going on for Movember? I know up here, obviously it's a different time, so we're not even sure what's going to be going on with the charity hockey game we do up here, but I know you've got some stuff going on as well.
Yes, sir, absolutely. So an individual by the name of Matt Capato, he is running a men's cancer and suicide prevention program through a charity hockey game that's going to be going on in Danbury, Connecticut, November 21st. So we've been lucky enough to partner up with these foundations and these organizations, and as well as myself, my brother, and one of my best friends to participate in this hockey game. It's called the Mustache Classic. So we've been able to cultivate these face masks and raise funds to that matter. And 100% of all of our profits goes directly to this organization or any organization that we teamed up with. But I just wanted to mention that we are so much more than just simple face masks. Like I've mentioned before, the face mask was a wonderful product for us to tap into our community and be known. So we have wonderful members and supporters. And the way we've been able to continue this project was our own fans and members donating these t-shirts by the dozens in order to cultivate these face masks. So we've had, till date, give or take about 1,200 shirts or jerseys donated to us in order for us to continue with this project. And the way we've been able to donate face masks to the New York Rangers organization, we've cut out the face mask from actual jerseys, double layered with a filter, and stitch their number on them, so you would know which player it is. So that's the way we've been going about it. But like I said, much more than face masks, raising equipment for children, registration costs, anything with hospitals and EMT stations. So if you go on our website, you will absolutely see what we're all about, our story. It is Ultranite.com, ALTRUNITE.com. I've teamed up with a wonderful seamstress. We're producing right here in Brooklyn, New York, USA, proudly, with Yulia and Vlad Nevronsky. They are the production managers. I am the founder of Ultranite. My name is Tolik Bortz, TOLIKBORTS. We began spreading our awareness on all social media platforms and asking individuals like yourself to help us spread this awareness. So I can't thank you enough for just giving me the opportunity just to simply talk about it.
Man, hey, no, I appreciate you coming on here. I literally got 30 seconds, but I know you gave out your information. Where can people find you on Twitter, Facebook? I know you gave out the website and stuff, but where can people contact you directly?
Yeah, I mean, for the moment, it is TOLIKBORTS. It is Tolik Bortz. You can also find us on Ultranite on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Ultranite, ALTRUNITE, which is derived from the word altruist, an individual unselfishly concerned for the welfare of others. So we are altruists. We're individuals that would want to help our community members.
Tolik, you're the man, buddy. Bortz, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll spread it. I mean, send me a link, whatever you want. We'll share it around on World Hockey Report and hopefully help you get the word out.
Thank you so much, guys. From the bottom of my heart, you have no idea how much this means to us. Thank you so much, my friend.
Tolik Bortz right there. Go check it out, Ultranite. Great cause, great guy. Hey, you know what? He reached out. He said, man, we'd really appreciate it if you come on, help spread the word, with your audience. We're here for that. We're here for the good guys of the hockey world. That is 100% what we love to do. All right, it's World Hockey Report Live, brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Use promo code 12OZSports when you're signing up. They're going to match your deposit up to $1,000. I got my pick of the day. That's coming later on in the show. We got Stars Vegas coming up tonight. Game number 5. What's up, world? We're going to commercial. After that, Daniel Friedman coming to you live right here. 12-ounce Sports Zingo TV, channel 761.
Verbero did a lot of great things before I arrived as the brand owner. And one of the things they did incredibly well was create this carbon fiber skate. There were some perceived deficiencies from my end, aesthetically and maybe even functionally. The comfort roll edge up on top, softening that material, changing the interior liner to make it a better performing and faster drying liner. We worked to make the skate function better as well by changing the carbon fiber to a Japanese grade carbon fiber that actually relieved about 30% of the carbon fiber weight of the skate. So we added an increase in not only the performance of the skate because of making it lighter, but we are actually getting more flex in the skate because of the quality of the carbon fiber that we altered out.
Try on a pair of skates. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, you pick this product up, it's as good, if not better, than any of the top-end product that's out there in the marketplace.
The Mercury skate became incredibly comfortable, and it became more durable, and it also performed better by being able to interact with the foot a lot better through the skating stride. Verbero is living proof of what a skate should cost, a high-end skate with the most advanced materials and construction, right? So if people understand that this is what a skate should cost, eventually they should understand that they shouldn't buy the competitor's skate.
Pull the mask, pinch the nose, gives you a nice fresh air vent, covers the whole chin, or if you're gonna go get a haircut, and wrap it around your neck, like so.
Cody Jansen with you here, Great White North, 8:23 local time. Wow. What a game 4 yesterday, and we need to break it down because when the Isles scored, I was thinking, boy, this is their perfect game. They're playing their system to a T, and everything came crashing and burning quicker than you can follow. We got Daniel Friedman joining the show here, writer for the Isles blog, long-time hockey writer. Dan, thanks for making some time this morning. I want to get your thoughts quickly on, what happened. 3 goals in 27 seconds. That's not Islanders hockey. That's not something you would ever see from a Barry Trotz team. I mean, how did the wheels fall off like that?
I mean, turnovers for one. I also think you're looking at a Tampa Bay team that is just, I think, on another stratosphere compared to the other 3 teams that are left. This is a team that you make one mistake, the puck's in the back of your net. Like, it's that simple. They have so many options, so many ways that they can strike, no pun intended. And I think, that's, it's a testament to them, especially when you get Braden Point back in the lineup. You know what he brings, and he certainly played well yesterday. And, it's the kind of thing where, I think Barry Trotz said, or a bunch of the players said after the game, the most important shift is the one right after a goal, and they failed that twice yesterday. So, it's really just a matter of, I think they really need to buckle down. And I also think they just happen to be playing a team, for better or worse, that is just significantly better than the rest.
Now, you've always been a voice of reason for Isles fans for as long as, we followed you here. I think they've got a chance to come. I'm not counting them out yet. It's not like I'm not sold on Tampa anymore, as much as Bolts fans love us here at World Hockey Report. I still think that they are a team that's beatable. I'm not counting out the Isles yet, but from your perspective, what type of percentage would you give the Isles? I'm not going to say like how likely is it, but like there's got to be a chance, right? It's only 3 games against Tampa Bay, a team who's proven to be very hot or cold at times.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a chance. We always, we've seen crazier things before, and look, if the 93 Islanders without Pierre Turgeon could beat the 93 Penguins, then I mean, listen, anything is possible. But I would say it's at best a 10% chance. I mean, I think a 3-1 hole against a team like Tampa Bay is just very difficult. I think even in the most optimistic of circumstances, you just have to accept that they are punching, above their weight class, and it's just, you can tell Tampa is just so polished. They're firing on all cylinders. And I think that's a big challenge. They're 1 win away from going to the Stanley Cup final, and I think they're there for a reason. Wow,
10%. I thought you were going to give me like a 25 to maybe 30 or so. Dan, what's your thoughts on this team as a whole, though, when you take a step back and you look at it? How close are they to being a legitimate Stanley Cup contending team in a normal circumstance? And I'm not talking bubble hockey. I'm talking if this is 2018, full fans in the building, full atmosphere, electricity, because I feel like that plays a huge part in this series where I don't think Tampa is able to run with their, hot and cold stretches like they have if they're playing in the Coliseum. And I'm not sold on Tampa Bay's fan atmosphere either, although some people are.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tampa Bay's got great fans for sure, and they're certainly passionate on Twitter.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with great. Let's go with okay.
All right.
That's my words, not yours.
I certainly think Game 1 would not have played out the way it did because you wouldn't have had a team coming off of Game 7 having to fly to a place like Edmonton, against a team that's been well rolled. I think it's it's a much tougher trick to make. If you're talking about going to Tampa from New York after Game 7, it's a little bit different. So I don't think, they would have been a no-show in Game 1. So, you never know what would have happened there. Because as far as I'm concerned, Game 1 is not indicative of the way the Islanders really play. That was really an anomaly, considering the rest of the way the West playoffs them. I think, I think this team is really close. I think I said yesterday, they're a few pieces away. I mean, outside of what they've already got going on in their organization, they've got hopefully a future goalie in Ilya Sorokin, who should help. Noah Dobson, assuming he pans out, is going to be a great addition and allows everyone on that defense to slide down a slot and really play in their intended role. And then I think if you bring in a little more outside help, or even if it comes from within, whether it's Oliver Wahlstrom or Kiefer Bellows or someone like that, I think they're very close. You can tell. They've got a first line that's pretty darn good, but I think people would admit maybe Jordan Eberle and Anders Lee are second liners on a really good team. But their second line is also very good because Josh Bailey is a point a game player in the playoffs with 20 points, and Brock Nelson has been great. He has 18, and Beauvillier has been good. So I mean, this is a team that is in theory 4 lines deep when they're fully healthy, and for much of the stretch of the end of the season they weren't healthy. That was a part of the tailspin, I think. Which to me, I still can't quite put my finger on how that happened. But you look at this team. Okay, so they made it to the second round. They swept Pittsburgh in the first round last year, and then this year, and then they get swept out of the second round. Then this year, they make it to the third round of the playoffs, and you look and you see there's kind of a progression here. And you see, and then the question is this team ceiling? I think if they keep the team as is, this is kind of the ceiling, right? Like I think that you could tell that there are some teams that are just a step better, like a Tampa, that you just from a depth perspective cannot compete with this roster. But I think a few more pieces, you add in a few more pieces, and then you throw in the system and what Barry Trotz brings to the table, and I think then you're talking. I think they're really close, and I think they're much closer than they've been in a long time.
Now you perked my attention, Daniel Freeman, my guest here, Islands Blog writer on World Hockey Report, with Oliver Wahlstrom. And I know I never told you this is totally off the cuff here. I mean, asking about prospects. But I think Wahlstrom has potential to be a top-line NHL forward and a guy who can produce at the NHL level. He's got to put some things together in his game. But from your perspective, is this a guy who, I don't want to say forgotten about or underrated, but I really think he has the potential to be a goal scorer in the NHL and be a power play 1 guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's been forgotten per se. I certainly don't think he's as heralded as some of the other prospects that are, that are out there right now. But I think he certainly has first line potential. You know he can score. You know he can move with the puck. He showed that as a little kid, right? In that intermission in Boston. So I mean, nothing's changed. He's still a very
Might have got a little
talented
bigger.
Yeah, a little bit. You'd like to think. So I mean, I think he's certainly a factor there, and I think he certainly has first line potential. Again, potential is just a word. Whether they realize it, or the player realizes it or not is a different story. But I certainly think Oliver Wahlstrom can be an X factor here if he pans out.
Any chance that Barry Trotz goes back to Thomas Greiss in game number 5?
Maybe, but I don't know why you would. I mean, I look at Semyon Varlamov, and I don't really blame him for anything that happened. I thought he actually made some really big saves in that game yesterday. I really did.
I agree. I agree. My thinking, and I if it's me too, I think I'm going with Varlamov. But I just feel like you might need to shake something up. You might need to, shake something up behind you and say, boys, we got to play a little bit better defensively. We can't have these turnovers. Now it's time to pucker up and play some defense. Last one for you, Dan, because I appreciate your time here this morning. Are you a fan of when Trotz kind of brings in the units? I mean, when you think of the Matt Martins, the Ross Johnsons, do you think that dynamic can help you win a hockey game against Tampa? Because I'm a firm believer that come playoff time, those guys are some of the most effective. I mean, if you watch a guy like Pat Maroon, although he hasn't had a great series, him, Coleman, they're a little bit heavier set guys who, they've been impactful players in the playoffs. And I kind of liked what the Islanders did, but I want to get your thoughts. Do you think that's the style of game that the Isles need to play and put in the lineup if they want a chance at winning a couple of games or a few games here?
Well, I mean, certainly a tight checking, good forechecking game is the kind of game the Islanders want to play. If Tampa's dictating the pace, they're going to lose. I think they've proven that every time. And, I do differentiate between someone like, let's say, a Matt Martin and a Blake Coleman, and then someone like a Ross Johnson, who I think is a little more
totally fair.
But, I think it's a very popular take, let's say, to say, they're getting, they need to bring in someone who's going to fight and drop the ball. Like that really matters, at this point in the playoffs. Like the game is going to be decided on whether or not Matt Martin drops his gloves. So I just don't buy it. I think you need to score some goals. But, I do think certainly there are moments where, a checking line, that's why that fourth line, I think, is so critical for the Islanders is, the way they play and the tight checking style. And they really do generate momentum if you're a believer in such a thing for for that Islander team. And, it certainly can be a factor. I think it just really depends on the player.
I 100% agree about that. And what I go back to, Dan, is how Columbus played them last year. And I get it, Tampa was banged up, they're bruised. But let's not make excuses. I mean, that's still a star-studded team. But anytime the physical game gets ahead of what they can handle, they start taking stupid penalties. Doesn't matter if it's Sergachev, Kucherov, Luke Schenn. They will take stupid penalties if the physical play exceeds their capability. And that's why I like what Trotz does. I think Trotz is a genius. And I'm giving him more than a 10% chance, man. I'll put it at 25. I don't hate this Isles team at all. I think they've got the potential to lock it down and all. Give me your Game 5 prediction, though, because, we'll end with that.
You know what? I think they do. I think they come out on top. I think they push this to 6 games. I don't think that this team goes out without a fight. And, to me, that, you represent that with a win. I think they certainly are in a good position. I think they're going to come out strong. I think you're going to see the Islanders' best effort of the year. I think you better see the Islanders' best effort of the year. But, I think that they're going to win.
We're going 7. I'm locking that in. Dan Friedman, man, hey, where can people find you? You got a ton of great work with Isles blog, so let people know where can they find you, your work on Twitter, everything.
Yes, sir. So you can follow me at Dan J. Friedman on Twitter for the hottest takes. And, you can read me on Isles blog as well. So, feel free to, at your own peril, do so.
Chuck him a follow. No, he's a great follow for Isles fans. As I said, hey, I think you're the voice of reason. I've said it before. We've had Islanders fans on here before for Open Line too, and I think they're crazy. But also, there's a lot of passion there. So I give the Islanders a lot of credit. Dan, thank you so much for making time this morning.
No, thanks for having me on. Take care.
Dan Friedman right there, Isles blog writer. The fourth game, that's the toughest one to win. Does Tampa have it in them? to pull it out against the Barry Trotz squad. We'll find out tomorrow night, another 6 o'clock puck drop there. I wanted to talk, man, we haven't even dove into the Vegas-Dallas series at all, but I wanted to talk because, hey, we stirred the pot. Bolts fans were crying all over Twitter yesterday. I mean, the tears were flowing. There was a lot of people puckered up, a lot of butt hurt down south. And I kind of opened up with it. Braden Point is the stick that stirs the drink for Tampa. There's no arguing it anymore. You can say what you want about Kucherov. Oh, come on, he had 5 points in that game 1 as well. That's not what I'm basing it on. I'm basing it on Braden Point has been so clutch, has been so valuable. He's playing through injury now, and he's still been more impactful than Nikita Kucherov. I get it. Kucherov had a huge goal this series. That's awesome. Find me another series where Kucherov did that. Wasn't the Stanley Cup final. Nope, did not show up for that one. 2016? Nope, that didn't work as well when they needed him against Washington. 2018 maybe that was. 2018 against Washington. No, what do you think? He went last 3-4 games in that series without a point? You need your superstar to be a superstar. It's as simple as that. I don't get it. I don't get how you can even argue it. Braden Point, way more valuable. And Tampa, I think they're a good team. Like, obviously, they got great pieces. Who knows what Point's next contract's going to be. I don't think they're keeping him around for too much longer. Hedman's great. Stamkos is injured. That's a tough one for him to begin with. Braden Point, though. That's their superstar. He's being a superstar. He's taking this team to the next level. It's not Kucherov taking this team to the next level. It's Braden Point. They got a good team. They finally know how to win. Vasilevsky's been good enough. Has he got a lucky? I think so. Couple of crossbars, couple of shots off his head. Go out of play instead of in the net. Carey Price knows all about that. Sometimes you got to be good to be lucky and lucky to be good. I'll leave it at that. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some Vegas-Dallas. Actually, no. Let's talk Vegas-Dallas right now. Then we're going to take a break. I forgot. Guest coming on 8:45. Les Lazaruk still to come. The voices of the Saskatoon Blades. We're going to talk Anton Hudobin played in Sask City 0506. So I want to know your thoughts as well. Vegas-Dallas. Hit us up on Twitter at World Hockey RPT. We're on Facebook as well. World Hockey Report. What's your thoughts going into Game 5 tonight? Does Dallas close it out? I haven't looked at the lines. I know Philly Pete's going to have that. Go check him out. Pete Tucci. Unreal. I mean, hey, if you want the best hockey capper, that needs to be your guy. And before we get into Vegas-Dallas, come on, guys. It's already... I mean, you guys already know. Coco Vodka, Coco Rum. The official World Hockey Report drink of the playoffs right now. Talking about it for weeks. Coco Vodka, Coco Rum, the original refreshing mixed drink in a can, combines real natural coconut water from the Philippines, triple distilled vodka or smooth Puerto Rican white rum, and a splash of sparkling water. Unbelievably fresh. That's the first word that comes to my mind. Fresh. When you drink this stuff. Started by 2 Canadians, the plan come up with a healthier summer drink made with quality ingredients. Time to ditch those boring seltzer waters full of fake flavors and also a lot of sugar too. Check the label. Check the label before you buy some of them because, hey, there's a couple that are good. There's a couple that are nice, healthy, decent drinks. A couple also, you want to be worried about that. Talk about a vacation in a can, though. Coco Vodka, Coco Rum. Available at BSW Liquor in Alberta. Tons of states. Don't forget, order online as well. EnjoyCoco.com. Enjoy the Coco life with World Hockey Report. Go pick yourself up a case today. Try the Coco Challenge as well. Because everyone going, oh, I'm not a big vodka fan. Oh, I'm not a big rum fan. I'm telling you. Go get 4 of each. Crack one open. Crack the other open the next night. And let us know. Which one do you like more? Because I'm still on the fence, honestly. At first, I mean, hey, I told Mark, I told Av, I'm like, guys, Coco Rum, easily my choice. Now I'm like, yeah, man, maybe I like the vodka one better. Let us know. Coco Vodka, Coco Rum. Check them out today. EnjoyCoco.com. Now, Vegas and Dallas, I think from a Vegas perspective, it's not so much what you need to change today, but I think it's more in general. I don't think their power play has been gritty all playoffs. I don't think it's been that spectacular all playoffs. So I don't know if you can just flip a switch and say, hey, let's get to the dirty areas. I don't think it works like that anymore. I don't think they have the team that can go, oh, our power play's not good. Let's throw Ryan Reeves in front. Let's get Max Pacioretty to start going to the dirty zones. And let's get Mark Stone to win a few more stick battles in front of the net. You can be great in the neutral zone and D zone all you want. You still got to score goals. Dallas locks it down. Dallas is great defensively. Dallas isn't afraid to block shots. Dallas isn't afraid to get mean. Also, can we talk about that Alex Tuch, Corey Perry little run? Everyone knows, oh, Alex Tuch trying to injure Corey Perry. Such a dirty play. He's always doing this. Watch that slew foot earlier. Shut up. They collided. Give me a break. If you think Alex Tuch knew that Corey Perry was going to turn left away from the puck, instead of taking a right towards the puck, you are hollow in the head. Corey Perry makes an unexpected left turn, skates right into Alex Tuch. I mean, that's a split-second decision. What's Alex Tuch supposed to do there? Give him a hug? Try coddle him? No, you stand up, you keep playing hockey. Come on, Stars fans. That was a terrible take. Terrible take right there. Hudobin's been incredible. Hey, it's our Wits Nutrition and Performance question of the day. If you're a GM, what are you offering him? I said 3x5, probably the max. He's 34. So a 3-year deal is going to take him to 37. If he wins the Stanley Cup, this is a totally different conversation. And here's where I'm at with this. If he wins the Cup, he's getting 4 years or 5 years. If he doesn't win a Cup, 2 or 3. Like, I could see maybe someone very desperate goes 2x5.5. I think 6 is just, that's way too much. 6 is a huge stretch. 2x5, 3x4, somewhere in that range, if they just get to the Cup final. But if he wins a Stanley Cup, open that checkbook, boys. I mean, Hudobin has been the reason Dallas is in this series. And we're going to talk with Les Lazaruk next. This is We'll Talk Airport, coming to you live on 12 Ounce Sports, Zingo TV, channel 761.
Verbero did a lot of great things before I arrived as a brand owner. And one of the things they did incredibly well was create this carbon fiber skate. There were some perceived deficiencies from my end, aesthetically and maybe even functionally. The comfort roll edge up on top, softening that material, changing the interior liner to make it a better performing and faster drying liner. We worked to make the skate function better as well by changing the carbon fiber to a Japanese grade carbon fiber that actually relieved about 30% of the carbon fiber weight of the skate. So we added an increase in not only the performance of the skate because of making it lighter, but we are actually getting more flex in the skate because of the quality of the carbon fiber that we altered out.
Try on a pair of skates. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, you pick this product up, it's as good, if not better, than any of the top end product that's out there in the marketplace.
The Mercury skate became incredibly comfortable, and it became more durable, and it also performed better by being able to interact with the foot a lot better through the skating stride. Verbero is living proof of what a skate should cost, a high-end skate with the most advanced materials and construction, right? So if people understand that this is what a skate should cost, eventually they should understand that they shouldn't buy the competitor's skate.
Pull the mask, pinch the nose, gives you a nice fresh air vent, covers the whole chin, or if you're gonna go get a haircut, and wrap it around your neck, like so.
Full Talk Report Live, Cody Jansen with you here at Zingo TV, channel 761. 12-ounce sports as well, your home for the best sports talk radio. Before we get to the voice of the Saskatoon Blades, Les Lazaruk, gotta tell you guys about 2D Wraps. You want to keep your drinks cold this summer or warm this winter, 2D Wrap has got you covered. The universal drink insulator fits any beverage, hot or cold, made in Canada. 2D Wraps made with military-grade neoprene for the highest quality product possible. Strong and durable. 2D Wrap keeps your drink hot or cold for hours on end. Check them out today, 2dwrap.com. That's TUDIWrap.com for the best drink accessory in the game. Alrighty, longtime voice of the Saskatoon Blades joins us now, Les Lazaruk. And I wanted to ask about Anton Khudobin because I believe it was 05-06 when the Russian Kazakh goaltender spent some time playing in Stoon. I was going to ask, and I was writing out my notes here before, I'm saying, are you surprised by this? But everyone's got to be surprised. No one was saying 15 years ago, wow, I really think Anton Khudobin's going to be the starting goaltender for the Dallas Stars and they're going to be one win away from the Stanley Cup. But what do you remember from watching him, Les?
Well, I remember that he was, doing similar types of things then as he's doing now, and that was basically being a brick wall, being very active in his crease, and never giving up on situations around him, and making it very difficult on teams to score goals on him. He was just that combative of a goaltender. So it's not surprising to me that he's doing what he's doing. I think the surprise maybe is that it's taken this long for him to get that opportunity. He's been a career backup. He's 34 years old. He's becoming an unrestricted free agent once these playoffs are done. And I would like to think that he's going to get an opportunity to be a starter and get one big contract to finish off his career and and go from there before he sails off into the sunset. But good on Anton for being able to put it together when the opportunity presented itself with the Dallas Stars. Ben Bishop being, unable to play, whatever that may mean. He played the one game and didn't do all that terribly well. So, it's great that Anton's able to do what he's been able to do.
Well, that's being nice. That's a nice way to put it. Les, I want to test your memory here. Do you remember how they did in that 2005-06 season when Anton was there? Because was that the year, or how many years before Holtby was that?
Well, here's a quick little story about Braden Holtby and Anton Khudobin. They basically had the torch passed from Khudobin to Holtby. Their paths crossed for one game in the 2005-2006 season, and it was just before the trade deadline of January the 10th. The Blades had a pretty decent year, had a pretty decent team. They were in contention for first, second place in the East Division of the Western Hockey League that season, with Anton as the number one goaltender. Kevin Armstrong was a rookie 17-year-old that was the backup and played pretty well early when Anton wasn't as sharp as he may have wanted to be. As he got along and became a little more familiar with the language, he started to really amp it up and really took over the crease with the Blades. But Anton had been away, of course, with the Russian team at the World Juniors that season, and so before he was able to come back, they gave him a week off, so he wasn't exactly in Saskatoon yet. Kevin Armstrong was playing. They had a myriad of different backups along the line to help out, and then on this last game before the trade deadline, the Blades brought up Braden Holtby from the Saskatoon Blazers AAA midget team to play against the Calgary Hitmen. And Holtby stood on his head that night, stopped 40-some shots. The Blades only lost 4-3, but Holtby was like the first star of that game. And the next day, the Blades turned around and traded Kevin Armstrong in a massive blockbuster-type deal to the Spokane Chiefs and got a bunch of things back to help them out with their run towards the playoffs and a playoff run that year. So the next season, the reason why they did that was because they knew that Holtby would be their number one guy as a 17-year-old the next season, because Anton wasn't going to be back as a 20-year-old. So that's kind of how the torch gets passed from Khudobin to Holtby. But Anton was really good in the second half of the season, especially for the Blades. He was able to get them into the playoffs. They finished second. They won a series against the Regina Pats, in which Devin Setaguchi was really the scoring star for the Blades. But Khudobin was solid in goal. And then they took on Medicine Hat in the second round. They got swept in 4 games, but Anton was no fault of his. In fact, a triple overtime loss in Game 2 in Medicine Hat saw Khudobin stop 80 out of 84 shots.
That's
so
all right.
There's kind of where I see what he's doing in these playoffs with the Dallas Stars being very similar to what he did for the Blades back in 05-06.
Now, you've seen a lot of goaltenders in your day, obviously. If you could compare him to one, doesn't matter if it's a WHL or NHL goaltender, because he's got a very unique style, but who would you compare him to? Because there really is no other goaltenders currently in the NHL that play like Khudobin.
Yeah, a lot of the guys on TV have been talking about him being similar to Tim Thomas, and not just because of style of play, but because of age and the fact that they didn't really get the big opportunity to play until later in their careers like Thomas did. I would compare Anton to a little bit like Bob Essenza, who played when I was back in
Winnipeg.
my hometown of Winnipeg back in the 80s. Bob Essenza, 80s and early 90s, I had the opportunity to watch a lot of Bob Essenza play, and Anton reminds me of Essenza quite a bit. In fact, the two of them would have worked together with the Boston Bruins a couple of seasons back when Essenza was the goaltender coach with the Bruins and Khudobin was playing for Boston just before he ended up signing in Dallas.
That's fair. No, I like the Tim Thomas comparison. I'm interested to see where Khudobin's next deal goes. And I mean, for you Saskatoon, it's kind of right in the middle between your Winnipeg, your Edmonton, Calgary. How much would you love to see him maybe come up here, and then hey, depending on the dub season, maybe you get to watch him in a game or two live.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get an opportunity to do that. I'd love to have that happen, but this whole COVID-19 thing's really done a number on a lot of things here right now, and I'm not even thinking about moving or traveling or anything like that until such time as I'm told that I can start following the Blades. So for now, my NHL watching and my Anton Khudobin watching is going to be restricted to from the couch watching my 45-inch TV screen to see how things are going with him and the Dallas Stars in these playoffs.
Hey, as good of a seat as any fan has. Les, thank you so much for making time this morning. Really appreciate it.
Not a problem, Cody. Happy to do it.
Les Lazaruk right there, voice of the Saskatoon Blades. Got to cover Anton Khudobin when he was playing juniors back in the Stoon days. You got to remember, though, Khudobin was the starting goaltender for the Russians when they played against that World Junior Dream Team. I'm 99% sure. Maybe it was the year after. Or I don't remember, but hey, he was a stud. And I mean, a huge pickup for the Blades. I believe he only played 1 year. He might have been 18, 19 at that time. I think he was 19 actually, because he was a little bit older. And then I believe he went back over to Russia after that. But still, I mean, unreal pickup for the Saskatoon Blades. Cool to hear, you know, him and Holtby cross paths. One game, albeit. Still, hand on the torch. I mean, are we calling Khudobin or a great goaltender? I don't know. Well, let's go with really good for right now. Handing it off to Holtby, who Stanley Cup champion. That's all right. That's going to do. Hey, World Hockey Report Live coming to you on 12-ounce Sports Zingo TV, channel 761. We got to both series. Wow, I'm impressed. Great time management there. Huge thanks, though, to Oleg Bortz coming on. We gotta throw him stuff. altrunite.com. That's the website. We'll tweet it out as well at World Hockey RPT. Alt-R-Unite. Simple as that. Go check him out. Daniel Friedman as well. Isles Blog and Les Lazaruk, the voice of the Saskatoon Blades. Couple of great interviews. Podcast going to be up iTunes, wherever you find your podcast. As I said, I want to know your thoughts. Bolts fans, don't cry. Let's have a conversation. Braden Point is the stick that stirs the drink for you right now. It's not Kucherov, the difference maker this year compared to previous years. It's Braden Point. It's not Kucherov. It's Braden Point. I'll leave it at that. Cody Jansen for Jeff Beck, 12-ounce Sports World Hockey Report. Let's sign out back here on Friday. Big guest to be announced. It's going to be on Twitter at World Hockey RPT. I'm on Twitter at Janner31. Until then, everyone, be kind, be better.